For centuries, we believed the brain was fixed after childhood, a static machine, unchangeable and rigid. This belief shaped education, rehabilitation, and even our sense of personal potential. But what if the brain is more like clay, capable of being reshaped throughout life? Modern neuroscience has shattered the old dogma. We now know the brain is constantly changing in response to experience. This ability, called neuroplasticity, means every new skill, memory, or habit physically alters your brain. The static brain is a myth. The reality is a living, adaptable organ with endless potential for growth. This is not science fiction, it's the new foundation of who we are. So, what exactly is neuroplasticity? It's a term you might have heard floating around, but what does it really mean for you and your brain? We're going to break it down in simple terms, stripping away the complex jargon and getting to the heart of this incredible superpower your brain possesses. Imagine your brain as a vast and intricate network of roads, a sprawling metropolis of pathways constantly buzzing with activity. At birth, you have the very basic highways in place, the essential routes for survival and fundamental functions. These are the neural pathways that allow you to breathe, eat, and react to the world around you. As you learn and experience new things, you build new paths and shortcuts within this network. Every new skill, every new piece of information forges a fresh connection, a new route through the neural landscape. Practicing a skill, repeating an action, or consistently thinking a certain way turns a bumpy dirt path into a smooth, well-paved motorway. The more you reinforce a particular pathway, the easier and faster it becomes to travel. Neuroplasticity, in essence, is your brain's remarkable ability to build, strengthen existing connections, making them more efficient and reliable. It also allows your brain to let go of these roads, pruning away unused or inefficient pathways to make room for new ones. Let's break down the word itself. Neuro refers to neurons, the specialized cells that are your brain's fundamental building blocks, the very foundation of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Plasticity means being moldable, adaptable, and capable of being shaped. Think of clay in the hands of a sculptor, constantly being reformed and refined. So, put them together, and you get neuroplasticity. Your brain's neurons and networks change their connections in response to new experiences, learning, and even injury. It's a continuous process of rewiring and refining. Think of your brain as a dense and vibrant jungle. The very first time you try something new, you're essentially hacking a rough trail through that jungle with a machete. It's challenging, requires effort, and the path is far from clear. But repeat it, practice it, and you create a clear and defined path, making the journey easier each time. The more you use a pathway, the stronger and more established it gets, transforming from a simple trail into a bustling highway. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a physical reality. The connections between neurons literally grow stronger or weaken based on how frequently they are used. The brain is so adaptable that it can even reassign areas to entirely new functions, compensating for injury or maximizing efficiency. And the amazing thing is, right now, as you listen and learn about neuroplasticity, your brain is actively forming new connections, rewiring itself in real time. This dynamic and ever-changing process empowers you to adapt to new situations, overcome challenges, and continuously grow throughout your life. Understanding this fundamental principle of neuroplasticity is the crucial first step towards harnessing the incredible power of your brain and unlocking your full potential. Need proof of neuroplasticity? Look at London's black cab drivers. To earn their license, they memorized 25,000 streets and thousands of landmarks, a feat taking years. Scientists scanned their brains and found a larger posterior hippocampus, the area for spatial memory. The longer they'd been cabbies, the bigger this brain region grew. This wasn't inborn. It developed through intense learning. Their brains physically rewired to meet the demands of the knowledge. It's real-world evidence. The more you use a brain circuit, the stronger it becomes. If cabbies can reshape their brains, imagine what you could do by learning something new. How does brain rewiring happen? It's all about neurons and their connections, synapses. Every thought and action involves specific neurons firing together. Neurons that fire together, wire together. That's Hebbian theory, the core of neuroplasticity. Repeating an action strengthens the synaptic connection, making it easier next time. The brain boosts neurotransmitters and adds receptors, making signals stronger. With practice, new dendritic spines form, creating new connections. Unused connections weaken and are pruned away. Use it or lose it. This process keeps the brain efficient and adaptable. Focused practice tells your brain what's important, building the right circuits. You're the architect, shaping your neural landscape with every thought and action. That's the beauty of neuroplasticity in action. Are you looking for ways to boost your brain's neuroplasticity and keep your mind sharp? Seek novelty. Embrace new experiences and step outside your comfort zone. It's one of the most effective ways to stimulate brain growth. New and challenging experiences force your brain to create fresh pathways, strengthening cognitive function and enhancing adaptability. Think of it as a workout for your mind. Learning a new skill, like guitar, which requires coordination, memory, and pattern recognition, or a language, exposes your brain to new sounds, grammar, and cultural contexts, expanding your cognitive horizons. This engagement engages multiple brain areas and forges new connections, improving memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. Even small changes, like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand, can make a difference. Or taking a new route to work, forcing you to pay attention to your surroundings in a different way. These subtle shifts stimulate your brain, preventing it from becoming complacent. Rearranging your living room, creating a fresh environment that challenges your spatial awareness, or trying a new recipe can do the same, engaging your senses and cognitive skills in new ways. The goal: break out of autopilot and challenge your brain to think differently. Our brains love efficiency, seeking to automate tasks and conserve energy, but too much routine leads to stagnation, hindering cognitive growth and reducing mental flexibility. Ask yourself, what's one new thing I can try this week to shake things up and challenge my mind? Consistently feeding your brain novelty keeps it flexible and resilient, enhancing its ability to adapt to new situations and learn new things. Growth isn't about huge, dramatic changes. It's about the accumulation of small, consistent efforts. It's about regular, small challenges that push you beyond your comfort zone and stimulate your brain. That's how you keep your brain ready for anything life throws your way, fostering a lifelong love of learning and growth. Novelty sparks change, but focused attention directs it. Neuroplasticity depends on where you shine your mental spotlight. Mindfulness, paying attention on purpose in the present, trains your brain's focus circuits. Each time you return your attention to your breath, you strengthen your prefrontal cortex. Studies show mindfulness can increase gray matter in areas for learning and emotional regulation and decrease it in the stress center. Focused mental training literally reshapes your brain to be calmer and more resilient. Start with 5 minutes a day of mindful breathing. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. That's brain training in action. By cultivating focus, you take control of your brain's rewiring. Nowhere is neuroplasticity more profoundly evident and frankly more inspiring than in the journey of recovery from a brain injury or stroke. These events can be devastating, altering lives in an instant. But the brain's remarkable ability to adapt offers a beacon of hope. Once, not so long ago, damage to the brain was seen as permanent, an irreversible sentence. The medical community held a rather pessimistic view. Now, thanks to advancements in neuroscience and imaging technologies, we know the brain possesses an incredible capacity to reorganize itself, to forge new connections and pathways. This is functional reorganization in action. It's the brain's way of rewiring itself to compensate for lost abilities. After a stroke, when blood supply to a region of the brain is disrupted, therapy uses intensive, repetitive exercises, specifically designed to stimulate neuroplasticity. These exercises are crucial to help undamaged brain areas step up and take over the functions that were once managed by the damaged regions. It's like the brain finding detours around a blocked road. Constraint-induced movement therapy, for example, is a powerful technique. It restrains the good or less affected limb to force the patient to use the impaired one, driving brain remapping and strengthening the neural pathways associated with the affected limb. Brain scans show tangible evidence of this process. The affected limb's map, the area of the brain dedicated to controlling that limb, can expand into previously healthy tissue, essentially recruiting new brain cells to take on the task. This principle of neuroplasticity isn't limited to stroke recovery. It also applies to traumatic injuries and even offers some hope and strategies for managing some degenerative conditions where the brain is slowly losing function. Recovery is undeniably hard work, requiring dedication, perseverance, and a lot of effort from both the patient and their support team. But the potential for regaining lost function is far greater than we once thought possible. Thanks to our growing understanding of neuroplasticity, the brain isn't simply a passive victim of injury or disease. It's an active participant in its own healing process, constantly striving to adapt and compensate. With the right kind of targeted training and therapeutic interventions, we can effectively guide its remarkable capacity for change and promote recovery. Hope and practical recovery, once considered unattainable for many, are now increasingly possible, offering a brighter future for those affected by neurological conditions. Many believe the brain's ability to change fades with age, but that's a myth. While plasticity is highest in childhood, adults retain the power to adapt and grow. London cabbies were adults when their brains changed. As we age, routines, not biology, often limit our learning. Lifelong learning keeps the brain's rewiring mechanisms active. Challenging activities like learning languages or playing chess build cognitive reserve, helping resist decline. You're never too old to learn or change. Age is just another chapter in your brain's story of adaptation. We're in a new era. Neuroplasticity reveals our brains are full of untapped potential. You can consciously shape your brain's structure and function. This isn't just about recovery or party tricks, it affects every part of life. Want to be more patient or optimistic? Practice those mindsets and you'll strengthen those circuits. Our habits and emotions aren't set in stone, they're patterns we can redraw. The future of medicine, education, and mental health will be built on this principle. But you don't have to wait. The revolution starts with you. Your brain is a living record and a blueprint for your future. Embrace learning, practice mindfulness, and choose your habits with intention. You are the architect. What will you build?